God became flesh, 'cause the object of his work is not the spirit of Satan, nor anything not of flesh, but man. Man's flesh was corrupted by Satan, and so became the object of God's work, the place of God's salvation is man, is man. Man is mortal, being only flesh and blood, and God alone can save him. God must take on man's flesh and all that man is, in order to do his work, to achieve the best result. God must take on flesh, because man is flesh, who cannot overcome sin. God must take on flesh, because man is flesh, who cannot free himself from the bondage of the flesh.
Satan has corrupted the flesh of man, who's deeply harmed and who's blinded. And the reason God comes, the reason he comes in flesh, is because man's the object of his salvation, and Satan disturbs God's word by using the flesh of man, God battles Satan by conquering man, yet saves man at the same time. In this way God himself must become incarnate in order to do his work, in order to do his work. Satan has corrupted flesh, it's indwelt man's flesh, and God has to defeat him, to battle with Satan and save man. God must come to earth and become flesh. It's the real word.
When God works in flesh, he's really fighting Satan. His work in the realm of the Spirit becomes practical. It's real on earth in man.
The one that God conquers is disobedient man, while in mankind Satan's defeated. And ultimately, the one who is saved is man, is man.
It was necessary for God to become a man and take on a creature's shell to do battle with Satan and conquer mankind, rebellious in his creature's shell.
It was necessary for God to become a man and take on a creature's shell to save mankind, who wears the same outer shell, but who has been harmed by Satan, who has been harmed by Satan.
Man is God's enemy, God must conquer him. Man is God's object of salvation, God must take on flesh and become a man. In this way his work is made easier. God can defeat Satan. God can conquer mankind. God can